6. Then you get Trump speaking yesterday. Okay, this is Trump speaking yesterday, and then the continuation and the thought that there might not be tariffs after today. That's kind of why this pumped. Lots of liquidity here. Prices are dumping right now. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. We come up into our 786 here up top. What do we get? Look at this. It looks like I don't know,
spider web.
Crazy. But it comes up in here, and you get a beautiful bearish divergence with clipping. Look at that, clipping, bearish divergence. Alex O'Crypto says, take the short, key level. I would say that's a pretty good short, bro. Alex O'Crypto strategy right there. Now we're rolling over. We just blasted through our golden pocket. Now this kind of price action here begs to be recovered. Okay, people are getting long here, and they're not being retraced into. So this just creates a lot of longs that are typically going to be recovered. Okay, so that's what's going on right now, is that we are seeing a recovery of all the liquidity in here, and we could easily come back into here. I'm not sure if we do. I do have some key levels in here, but now that we do have an established high, what level are we going to look for, OC? The 786. That would be all the way back down here. Now, I don't know if we come all the way back down here. Now that we have that, let's slide that up into their golden pocket area. An order block in here, liquidity in the lows here. But guess what? We have another impulse. Okay, so you have your full 786. You can pull from here to here. That would be your full 786, your full retracement. However, price action doesn't fully move like that. Price action has moved like this, right? So now you can pull from here to here. And you can see that we have our 786 here, suggesting that we have continuation here. We go to here, and then we bounce out of here, okay? Just so you all know what we're looking for, okay? Many ways to use your Fibonacci tool. I do like fibs. Looking here for some volume. Guess what? Point of control, confluence. Definitely looking here for the long, okay? However, because we're in a downtrend, I want to see a reaction, okay, before we get long. That's how I'll be looking for right now at this level right here. And that's how I will be looking to trade until the future. I don't know if we come back down here. I think this is pretty quick. We'll see. But that's kind of how I'm preparing this morning. Mr. OC guy, I know you've been talking for an hour, but remember, I talked for 2 hours.
Oh, don't worry, my friend. I got it ready. I have a double coffee today and an OG and coffee.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Nice. By the way, guys, he just disappeared. I thought we were going to be having Rooney coming over, one of our analysts in today's class. So shout out to him. Let me see if I can pull him up here maybe in a little bit. Seems like in the 1 minute chart, we're having a pullback to the upside on Bitcoin. But it seems like also we had like a sweep of the lows right there. We'll see. Let me start talking about what I called out yesterday. We talked about a couple of alerts. Also, in the Piper Academy, if you're not following, guys, since the moment that you wake up, you can go to this beautiful guy. I don't know, right, left. I don't know, the guy that is next to me. There we go. The guy that nails all the shots. Here we go. Sorry, Prime. Man, that's not Rooney. Prime Charter Rooney. Welcome, brother. Let me invite you in case you want to come up to the stage to say hi. By the way, if you guys have any questions about trading, if you want a custom analysis, make sure to do at Prime Charter Rooney, one of our best and amazing charters here in Chart Prime, calling out the shots, by the way. Oh, well, let me start jumping into trades that we called out yesterday. By the way, just so you know, guys, I'm not trading Alcons at this point. So it's a bummer because the areas that we were talking about, they play out fantastic. So I was telling you that since the moment that you wake up, you can go check out Alex O Crypto's live stream on YouTube. He's doing live trading. Then you can take a look at the news in Piper Academy. And I'm also gonna be giving you guys a couple of entries on your request. And finally, you can come here into the live classes in Chart Prime to have not only the how-to, but also the forecast of what we're looking at, all right? So very quick, this is one of the calls that I'm looking for to trade, right? Aave. So we do have the means to back this trade up. And let me show you here. We have a, let me just hide everything so you can see it clearly. There we go. We have a gray trend line here, right? What is that trend line for? Or not the trend line, it's a support. It is out of the predicted ranges. Not only that, we have a lot of stuff right down here. We have a 4-hour support. We have our previous weekly low in there. What else do we have? We have a daily support in the same zone. We have an area of supporting here, which is ranging area. So we could be looking a couple of touches before bouncing back up. And then, of course, we had the predicted ranges. We are bouncing off the high order block here, basically going to visit most likely this area right down here to put up a higher high if we can stay above our oscillator zero line. This is gonna be key right here, right? We already have a triple divergence, triple bullish divergence. What we're looking for, it is that flip of the ribbon above or slightly below that zero line that will be giving us at support zone right here. So TP1 208, TP2 242. Move your stop to entry as soon as you are in profits, and then trail your TP3 to 270. Let's go and take a look at what we talked about yesterday. Fuck Ethereum, by the way. I cannot let that slide out. So before I forget, fuck Ethereum. That's why we never get monetization in this channel. All right, whatever. We have a huge 4-hour high order block. This is getting exciting. So maybe I unfuck Ethereum, all right? Maybe. We'll see. So new stablecoin says Ethereum. I don't know, man. New rack me up coin. But the important thing, it is, remember what I've talked about Wyckoff, right? That third one is mostly always the charm, right? So big ranging here for Wyckoff, coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, high, not higher than previous range, equals 70% chances of ranging, all right? Ranging we did, and we tend to break downwards, right? Going down, little range, V fucking shape recovery, high, not higher than the previous ranging zone, and what we got, 70% chances of ranging. And what we did, we range. Coming down, little range, some sort of V-shaped recovery, high equally, but not higher than the previous range, all right? That gives us 70% chances of ranging. So what are we seeing? Well, I believe that because we have this huge order block, which is, let me zoom in here, which is 99.00% bullish. I believe that we could be having some sort of this kind of movement. Let me clear this up and be a little bit more professional this time. Right, going up, bouncing from this area, going back down. Your opportunity to enter, maybe put out a higher low here, and then finally making a trend line out of these movements to then break the previous trend line that we have going on in here and making it our way to the next allowed order block. So maybe I'll unfuck Ethereum. We'll see. Good thing about crypto, you can unfuck them. if you have. All right. Take a look at a couple of other things. XRP was an amazing entry. Oh, don't tell me that is. Oh yeah, it is not removed. All right. Sorry, I was just Look at that entry, guys. All right, perfect. How do we come up with that entry? Because we're speculating on this trend line. How do we speculate on this trend line? Because we had the previous low in here, and also we have some support areas right there, which was this predictive range. And also we have an order block right there. Look at that. Also, we have a ranging zone acting as a support, all right? So something that actually did not happen as I was expecting, and you can also see the result of this. Let's go to the 15 minutes to explain a little bit better. But look at that. I was expecting a flip of the ribbon. We did not have a flip of the ribbon, but also the ribbon did not went down, neither up. So it stood in the same place, giving it a chance to bounce up, all right? So basically the amount and velocity of money inflow and outflow match itself to give us a flat oscillator here, right? Something important is that if we are still above the zero line, this still considered, technically we're still considered this bullish. If we are below the zero line, we technically consider this bearish. So that's important to note, because depending whether it's bullish, most likely we're going to be moving upwards, or if it's bearish, we're most likely going to be moving downwards, all right? Let's go to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes. Here we go. And I was telling you guys, take your money and run. Why? Because we are ranging. TP number 1 is hit, all right? But then why should you be taking your money out? Because this could be, in the 15 minutes, a dead cat bounce, all right? Look at how we have a, let me just clear this. I don't want to clear this up. Let me just remove most of my spaghetti here. There we go, bear with me. All right, I think I got it. So basically, we have not yet pointed at a sharp rejection, right? And I just don't see the means of supporting this so much longer. Remember, we are aiming as high as to 87, all right? So there is a chance to get that trade. If you have not yet entered this trade, or if you did not enter this trade, I would love to say that this is the time to do so, but this is not a financial advice class, all right? And this would be a very dangerous trade to be taken. Why? Look at your, where's my pen, man? Why do I keep losing my stuff? Here it is. Look at my prime score. It's not as bullish as it should, all right? Consolidation is high, but also we are below the zero line, all right? So do we have support? Yes, we do have that support. Do you want to take the risk? Go ahead, be my guest, all right? I will try to jump in here, maybe set up a from the previous low and give myself a little slack in here, but I don't know. I mean, this will be TP number 1, TP number 2, and TP number 3, all right? But so far, I don't think that this is going to play it out. You know what? I'm going to even set up a stop loss there. We need to see, or at least I need to see a breakout of that range. For me, ranges are unknown. How would I be trading this? If I really want to trade this, I'm not able to trade it at 15 minutes, all right? Well, we could argue that. Why? Because I could very much draw a trend line here and wait for an SSP or sweep of the lows, or maybe a balloon docking here, or maybe breakout retest, double bottom, and off we go. All right, we technically can. But for me, this is lacking of character, right? And I'm not mean like higher highs, higher lows, not that kind of character. It doesn't have enough information for it to give me an actual follow-up predictions. Why? Because as I'm making a beautiful trend in the same zone, I'm just doing dumps, all right? So I need a little bit more information. How do I get more information out of this? If I want to trade this range, because it's a range, and because my strategy tells me to trade the ranges, right? Just because of that, I could be going something like the 5 minutes. 5 minutes does have a character. Why? Because I do see pauses here, all right? I just don't see one single candle just dropping and not caring about anything else. I do see pauses. I do see that sweep of the lows, right? Swing failure pattern, right? Breakout, retest, support, going up, retracements, blow off top, then changing that trend line. As you can see, there we go, breaking the trend line, breakout, retest, and then beautiful price action changes, all right? So what am I going to be looking for in here? By the way, we're just going on sell signal. Be careful. We don't trade the sell signals. We trade the reaction of the sell signal. So this will be your short, all right? So right here, I'm flipping back down. What do I need to see? I need to see flip up. Where? At support. I already have defined my support. Are we maybe jumping into this trade? Not at all, because we're just too far away from this curve and we're heading into a support zone. So not for me. I need to see a pattern being built up here. What is a pattern? A character. What is a character? A set of candles making something, right? What is that something? What we just learned in here, maybe sweep of the lows, break of the trend line, right? Maybe double bottom, whatever it happens. How do I know? Well, then I know it. Let me now clear this up. I know it because I have my indicators. I can start up, dropping them up, and look at that. Where do I have support zone? In this box in here. Where else or what else? Oh, I have another line of support in here. What else do I have in there? There we go. Order block that has been taken. Another line of support. What else maybe I have? I've taken that one. Do I have order blocks? No. Liquidations. I love liquidations, by the way. We'll see. And let's give it a second. And what I'm looking for liquidations, once it pops up, there we go. Look at that. Where do I need to move to grab those liquidations? All the way down there. So my entry point will be, look at that. I will say that pretty much where we define it right here, which was a stop loss. So I will be willing to move my entry like this and like that, all right? But still, the better entry, it's at your confirmation. Where's your confirmation? Breakout, retest, being above dynamic reactor, and off you go. So that would be for XRP. By the way, very nice trade that we made there. Let's go and wrap it up with Solana, and then I pass it over to you, my friend, because I think you need to warm up for your next class, isn't it? So let's take a look at here. This is Solana. We've been talking about this huge rain acting as a support also. On this area, let's zoom in, all right? And we have the movement from Bitcoin, which as we were talking about, this was basically a fake out in here. And then we were expecting again the same area of entry based on a support zone that we had right there. Look at that. We have a liquidity zone, entry point, and also we tilted a little bit upwards in here because of this support line, and we had, there we go, the next support line. So we have a buffering zone. Let me show it to you. There we go. What was our buffering zone of entry? This one here. All right. So you see that I also called the buffering zone right there. Still, remember what I told you guys, that when we have that entry at the bounce, we'll need to reevaluate our entry, because then we will be noticing if we go up or down. So far, TP number 1 has been hit. You already should be at your stop to entry, and then that's it, letting it run. What are we expecting at this time? Let me show you something interesting. We could be looking at, let me close this, shoulder, head, and shoulder. All right. Be careful because we are below the zero line. Consolidation score is 0, so we should not be consolidating. We are a little bit. That means that we should be also looking for the next trend. What is so for the following trend? What is the current trend or following the current trend? It's downtrend. All right. And then what else? Well, then we still have a dump indicator here. So be careful with, oh, look at that. And Prime Runier. Let's see what he's sharing here. He's sharing an on fuck Ethereum chart. Let's take a look at that, man. Oh, open link. It's a little low on my end, so sorry for that. Yeah, trust this. And Runier, shout out for you, brother. Oh, can I not see this? Oh, it's asking me to download this. Pretty weird, pretty weird. Let me see if I can open link. Oh, I can't. Pretty weird, pretty weird. I don't know what's going on. But we'll see, we'll see. All right. Guys, just refer back to the chat. I don't have the chat for the YouTube members. Here it is. And this is, let me see if I can copy or save it. Nope, I can't, but whatever. All right, so this is what we're looking at. So shout out, guys. Hopefully we can do that 2004. All right. CME maybe playing out. Could be. Very nice, very nice. So shout out to you, my friend. So there we go. We're looking for that structure on also, what is it? We were talking about, it was Solana. All right, so look at the structure for Solana. Still a possible entry on Solana if we can find some support. This could be the zone to re-enter right here, but on the confirmation, because going back for that, you could be longing the neckline of a Head and Shoulders, which in this case, the freaking giraffe head is could be taking us to 84.73. All right. So just saying, just putting that out there. So turning it back to you, my friend. I'm gonna be looking at OM after you, but other than that, turning it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're starting to bleed down here, coming into the zone as we speak. One thing I have been liking recently is the Bollinger Bands on Sharp Prime. If there's quantum bands, whatever you want to call it, Rockstar bands. Okay, we can call them whatever you want, as long as they're making you money. Doesn't really matter what you call them. And that's going to be over here on your Market Oracle Pro Plus. And you can turn these on. And we were talking about them before, but for me, as a short-term time trader, it's going to really help you. And you can really specify the sensitivity depending on the type of trader you are. So if you are trading on like an hourly, you might want to go to 15-minute bands, right? You always want to go underneath to what you are trading. For me, when I'm scalping, I typically put this on like the 1 minute. And I'll turn that on and you guys can see if you want here, but we'll let that populate. But as you can see, we're coming into our zone right now. But anytime you look over the cliff, that's how I kind of explain it. Anytime you're looking over the cliff, right, you're looking to possibly get long or short, vice versa kind of deal. I think I was explaining this to Buck from before. I'm just overextended, right? If you think of this band, whatever it is, right, is kind of price will tend to stick in the band. So whenever you do get overextended, buy low, sell high, right? So it's one of those. Just kind of, am I looking to take the trade in a position of confluence, of weakness or strength, right? Is the price showing me weakness? Well, you can see coming into a key level, right? It was showing me weakness twice, right? Bearish divergence. There's your confluence to take that short, right? Continuation trade. Now that you've broken structure to the downside, you could take that continuation trade down as well. Very cheap stop loss, giving yourself quite a nice move here. Obviously, you can't always expect for it to dump this much. And it hasn't, we've had news in here. It hasn't been an easy dump either. It's been a very slow, grindy kind of dump coming in here. One of the things that I kind of left my live stream with is that we want to wait till this stops, okay? We want to see constructive price action. So right now, this is a wick and it's 1.5%. This is volatile and scammy. Okay, you're gonna get into a trade here that you look at the price action over here. Even though it's ripping, you can see it's not really a 1.5% move. Like if I get long, even if I buy the top here, I get long and I put my stop loss below that low, I still have very much a good amount of wiggle room where I'm not having this kind of whipsaw like price just coming back and not really allowing me to manage my risk correctly. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So whenever you are taking trades like this, and OC has a good way of identifying wiggle room with anything with altcoins and stuff like that. And he talks about measuring your wick. Okay, don't be rude, Buck. I know what you're thinking, measuring your wick. Okay, but you always want to measure your volatility. Okay, I know Buck's thinking something else, but you always want to measure your volatility and then adjust your stop loss to accommodate that that beautiful wick. Okay. I think Alexo can go in further details. The moons plus Trump to social. You want to talk about moons? I can talk about moons. Moon cycles. I like moon cycles. I even have a preset moon cycle here. Let's go and talk about moons. Oh, you got to howl. I don't hear you guys howling. And you know what? The moons. It's funny. You think I'm talking shit right now, but I'm not. The moons, if you look at the history of trading, it's actually quite interesting. They used to do it all on astrological moons, on whatever that astrology stuff is. And you know why? Is because ask OC, trading is emotional. Okay?
Yeah.
And when you have the waves of emotions, you can think of like cycles, right? Ask your wife when she's pregnant of how she feels, right? She'll tell you this one thing, and then an hour later, she'll tell you this other thing. Okay, I've been through it. My wife's amazing, but it's a different thing, right? So the moons are like emotions, okay? And when you have bullish moons, you typically get pumps. You get bearish moons, new moons, you get pumps. Hence the term lunatic. Okay, Luna is moon. Lunatic is crazy. My step aunt, she works in a mental, not a mental hospital, a dementia ward in the hospital, and she says when it's a full moon, they all go crazy. It's like it's wild. Like it has an effect on people. So the moons are just really you're tracking emotions, right? And you can see the moons have played out quite nicely, right? If you had long and shorted these moons, right? This is an up moon, this is a down moon. Pretty stellar, man. Like I'm not gonna badmouth something that is absolutely banging on the charts here, right? Some of them are wrong. Okay, like this one, kind of a little move here. This one's kind of a little move here, but look at this one. Look at this one, right? Look at this one. Look at this one, right? Look at this one. So it's a confluence, right? Full moon is bullish, new moon is bearish. And what is next? We got a beautiful full moon coming our way. So it's 15 days after the previous moon. So you measure here on a daily, you go over here, and you can see that our new moon or our full moon is coming March 14th. Okay, 4 days before my birthday. Okay, so maybe you want to be preparing for a gigalong on March 14th. Okay, spring break pump, everybody getting hammered. Maybe everybody gets drunk on St. Patty's Day and buys the market. Who knows? I am a Pisces, yes. Yeah, I am a fish. But we have this is actually interesting. We're down below the the big old Gaussian channel, man. Trying to get above, right? So yeah, moons are cool, man. I'm a big fan of the moon's cycle. I don't trade based on moon cycles. I'm just aware of these things. They can add a layer of confluence to your thesis and to your narrative and to your bias of which way. You guys know me. I'm much shorter time frame trader, so I don't want to get caught up in howling at a moon when I'm trying to trade the 15-minute time frame, right? Moon trading. Yeah, it's been back tested. It's like a 62% win rate. Eric Crown. Eric Crown does it. I'm sure we're all aware of Eric Crown. He does statistics. And he's back tested it, and it's like a 63% hit rate. Depending on when you enter and how you take profits and yada yada yada. Obviously, conditions are always gonna be interesting. Okay. Looking at let's look at the general market. One hopium thing that I can bring to your guys' attention is definitely the dollar. Okay, the dollar is dying. Woohoo! Let's celebrate. I can buy more tariffed goods for cheaper now. My Canadian dollar is probably still dying as well. I don't really need to check, but we can check. It's always important. I get paid in US, so it's always important for me to understand when to transfer my US money into Canadian money. It actually makes a big difference. It's actually quite cool. I have yeah, we're still waiting. So I have my levels here of convert my money. This is my convert my money box, and this is hold my money box, okay? This is my Canadian dollar, right? So anytime we are above here, I am changing Canadian US dollars into Canadian dollars, and anytime we are below in here, I'm not doing anything with it. But right now, my Canadian dollar is dead. Okay? But I definitely am always watching because honestly, my wife, even when this happened here, and my wife also gets paid in US, right? So anytime we were up here, we would swap it because she gets paid on Fiverr. So she's a writer. So anytime we were up here, we would, buy low, sell high, or convert low and convert high, right? We would wait when it was down here, and it would honestly make a difference of like $400 or $500 in her pay, right? It's actually quite interesting. She would be like, "Oh, I got this much money, U.S. money in my account. Should I convert it?" And I'd look, like, "Nope." We would wait, and then boom, we'd make an extra $200, $300, $400. Pretty awesome. So you should always watch stuff like that too, which is pretty cool. But the Dixie is rolling over. We also had another cool thing coming our way. Getting acceptance back into this range is what we wanted to see. 100 is my target if we are going to absolutely tank here. But what is also interesting is that we have a change, a little change in our Fed rate watching. Our interest rate decision is changing as we speak. So the CME group posts this out here, and you guys can take a look for yourself, which is cool. That's cool, Alex. I like to write poetry. Awesome. Yeah, my wife's a editor and a script writer, so she does like movie scripts, all that stuff. But the CME watch here, the interest rates have a much bigger potential for coming down in, I believe it's June. If I bring this over here, I think I'd have to reshare my screen here. I can show you the website here. Let me reshare my screen here. CME Fed Watch. Go over here. So it's a flashbang. It's quite bright. I don't know how to change the. Can I change into black? No. So you go over here. You can see that we have a 93% chance of no hike. Okay, 7% chance or a cut. 7% chance of a cut. But as we scroll through here, you can see this is for March, right? We go to May. We're getting a 40% chance of a cut in May. Okay, and then June, 51%. So these change depending on monetary policy and all that stuff. And this is going to give you dark theme for every website. Uh-oh, he's sending me to the dark web, everybody. It's his OnlyFans. It's only Mexicans.
Ándale. Ándale, ándale, ándale.
It's a trap. I don't click any links. It's one of my rules. I do not click any links. Even the only link I've ever clicked from OC is to send somebody elephant poo.
Oh man, that gotta be big.
You can choose between elephant poo and I think is it horse? Horse
I
poo or
think
elephant poo?
horse,
You get an
elephant, and I
option
think
to
they get
send
yeah.
people anonymous poo that you don't like. Thank you, OC.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Always wanting to send people poo. It's always been my dream, man. When we're looking
Anonymously.
at dominance, dominance hasn't chilled. Okay, dominance is just flagging out right now in our favorite little flamingo pattern that we talk about a lot here. So just continuation. We don't see any sort of really breakdown of dominance, so I'm not convinced on that yet. Okay, and this can happen fast, but right now, higher highs, higher lows, can it break down? 54%. It's my line in the sand if we are going to break out. Oh, OC, that's disgusting.
Bulk
We're
started
gonna
it,
have to get
man.
rid of that. Oh, I just had breakfast. Another one is USDT Dom. I don't know who I work with some days, you know, but I love him. USDT dominance has actually been a very good telling tale here. As we have ripped to the upside here. So we are ripping to the upside. So I would look for USDT dominance to fall through this. I'm actually going to set an alarm here. It actually called the bounce. And so obviously it trades inverse to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's going up, this is coming down. Okay. Inverse correlation. But if we look at this, let's just look at this and let's add Bitcoin. It's actually been it's been pretty good. Okay, it's called tops and bottoms, which is important. Look at this. Okay, so here's obviously. Do you want me to invert it so it makes more sense to you guys? Here, Alt I. Okay,
I don't
and we
think
can
you're
expand
sharing.
that out here. Oh, sorry. USDT dominance. So this is inverted. So it's normally like this, but look at how accurate this is lately. OC, it's so crazy. A little
Holy
cheating.
shit.
Okay. Right? Very accurate. So USDT dominance has been spot on lately. Okay. So it doesn't always happen. It can diverge, right? So you can see it's been very, very accurate here. And the way you do TA on it's the same thing, right? So you got a double bottom in here, reversal, right? You have a continuation pattern up here, right? It's obviously it's inverted, right? So it doesn't look like it's the same, but it's the same. Okay. Understand that. Okay. So when you're topping out here, you're bottoming out on Bitcoin or on USDT, right? So don't get confused. Remember, it's an inverted chart, just like the dollar is. Okay. So keep an eye on the dominance. Put that alert that I just showed you guys as well. That'll help you guys navigate the crazy dominance chart here, which is, pushing up and onwards here. And we're looking for a rejection. This is inverted still, sorry. So we're looking for this thing to really come down, right? To come down. That's what I'd be looking for. And hopefully people, and that would be, if this is coming down, just think of it like this. People, if dominance is dropping on USDT, it means people are holding less dollars and more crypto. So they've put their money into the market. If this is going up, it means they're holding dollars. Okay. So think of it that way. Very simple way of thinking about it. And that should help clarify. But it's been very similar. So if you're looking for like, oh, look, a revisit of previous highs, right? And if you had shorted this, because this is where you would long, right? You would make a lot of money, right? If you had longed this, right? You would have made a lot of money. Same kind of deal, okay? So just keep an eye on that. We can go over and take a look at total three. Total three also. We got the, oh man, like for me, this is forming a symmetrical triangle, and you guys all know how much I love symmetrical triangles. Okay, so a lot of this stuff you need to be patient with. You want to have clear breaks the structure, right? Right now, I would rather see a low put in here and then a high put in here. And that's where we go giga long. Okay. I would like to see a low come in here today, then to break that high, and then we go long. Not until then do I get long, right? Because I want to see constructive behavior. This is almost looking Y coffee, but we'll have to wait and see, because then we would look for something like this and then this. But patience for there. Going over to Ethereum, OC's favorite token of all time.
All times.
He's unloading his truck. He's got bullish divergence at $2,000. Oh my God. I'm so happy I sold at 4,000, bro.
Oh man, I love you to see it there, but it had wrecked me one too many times. That's why, if you know the story, I tried to long it twice. I was having a great week, and then it didn't come across, and like said, not anymore.
2630 was amazing. Just long, 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 and then bye. And then OC's like, long, oopsie.
True story. True story.
Man. Oh man. Fuck Ethereum.
Fuck Ethereum.
Yeah, but be patient. I think being patient here. Solana, I think it's a steal, man. At $140, man. I think Solana is an absolute steal. Other things that ADA's been really strong. I think 250 SUI is a steal as well. Okay, there's some things in here that I think are really juicy, very juicy. Look at Super having a nice pushback today, getting back within that range. So remember, these things can go, man. It'll be fast and furious, right? So if Trump announces that he's taking the tariffs off, could be very bullish, okay? So be very, very careful. He rubs it in like a Halo battle. Yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes you just
got to rub it in.
Teabag in Halo. You gotta just lay down the law. Assert dominance, right?
Well, we'll see, brother. We'll see. Next matchup, we'll see. I'm gonna start practicing from today. So let's get it. We're almost out of time, guys, but let's do a quick overview on OM. OM has been playing on fantastically. Remember that we were looking for this bottom here. We entered look at like a pro here, and then last minute we took TP number 1. The next thing, remember that we were talking about this trend line here, right? So as per the trend line, we set up an exit here, right? At the same time, and this is kind of like funny because I not always flip the trades. I almost never flip the trades, but this was one of those where TP number 1 was hit, and that was my only TP. And then what happens here that we also got into the area of reversal. We already had a flip of the ribbon. We pushed a reversal, so right there we reverse it, and we're back in here. Something important to note: I'm out of the trade, so I'm out. I was out here. All right. This seems to be a possible continuation bearish. Why? Because we're breaking through. Retest, it seems to be turning around. It's not confirmed just yet. Why is it not confirmed? That is because we have a high order block in here. But between a high and a loud order block, we usually end up breaking the high order block. But here's the deal. Between a 90% bullish and a 74% bullish, usually they're pretty close together because of the allocation aspect here, right? Yeah, one is more bullish, but it has less volume. The other one is less bullish, but it has more volume. So most likely, we're going to be bouncing here for a little bit as we create some sort of, of momentum like we did in here, but below the 0 line. We need to be a little bit careful in this area because it's going to bring some volatility. So for me, I'm out of OM, but I'm looking for a re-entry. And where and how would I re-enter? I'll be looking at the 4-hour time frame, of course, but I'll try to trade it on the 15 minutes. And that is because at the 15 minutes, I have enough data to start working with. So for example, right now, this is a range, all right? I mean, we all can see this. So how do I trade ranges? I long the bottom, short the top. That's it. So long the bottom, short the top, and open a hitch. Keep your stop losses there. All right. So the next thing I'm going to be looking for, it is going to be a possible short at the top in here. That's going to be my first entry of today. And maybe OM, it's going to be that one that I trade. I'm not trading any other altcoins, but I have OM has a special place in my heart because it's been just giving non-stop for me. So I'll try to squeeze a little bit more, and we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to be hedging this range at the best of my capabilities right there. So, Alex, before we wrap things up, do you want to say anything for the alumni?
Yeah, I think it's a good day to be patient. Okay, I think even right now it's coming down. It missed my 786. Didn't hit it. No trade. Right? Like it's like be disciplined. Wait for your setups. Don't jump at this green candle that's printing now. It's not smart. Okay, so I think if we can be patient, we can be profitable. So be safe out there. And if you're gonna be a DJ, use a friggin' stop loss.
Always use a stop loss, please. Even DJ or not, use a stop loss. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Special shout out to Charprime Runir to be here in the chat. Hopefully you can jump into the sessions once in a while. That'll be awesome, my friend. Guys, thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.